50-50 tayo.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% pagbabago,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% paglilingkod,
50 si Manny.
Kanipayaw. Para sa 100% Pinas.
50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Valoria goes left. Valoria flips it up and in! So Orlan Mamar, but Mamar gets the step and the finish. Hail Mary. June Manzo will fire. Oh my goodness! June Manzo all the way from Serrano, Bebuelo, Serrano with the basket. Fuentes, no hesitation, gets it to go. No! Obiso, yeah! Jason Obiso with the putback!
One last game just before we head into the break for the Holy Week. At nandito po tayo sa loob ng Olivares College Gymnasium. We have Cyrus Tabi providing a solid impact para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. They look to go for their third straight victory and they will take on the struggling Parañaque Patriots. And JP Calvo, the epitome of that, he has been struggling so far in his stint with Parañaque, and they will try to turn their season around going up against the Pasay Voyagers. Magandang gabi po mga kaliga. This is the Marica Pilipinas Basketball League. Ken Pangilinan with Javi Palanya, and at courtside we have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Javi, kung titingnan natin itong Parañaque, on paper, parang solid naman yung lineup, no? But what's been the biggest problem for them so far?
Well, obviously, this is a team that got together just a few days before the season started, before their first game. Kaya naman talagang hirap pa sila in terms of their chemistry. The triangle system of Coach Mike Sagigit is not very easy to adapt to, and that's why you can see still the struggles that they're having, especially at the start of the game. That has been the common denominator in all of those 3 games to start the season for the Parañaque Patriots. But I'm sure along the way, makikita natin yung mga improvements, considering na puro veterano naman to nasa lineup ng Parañaque.
And of course, you're watching us live on our official Facebook page and on YouTube channel, and also on Solar Sports on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. And ngayon mga kalaban ng Parañaque, itong Pasay Voyagers, and the heels have, of that really huge win against Quezon. Kinakalaban nila itong Sarangani. It wasn't easy. They built a 19-point lead, and that dwindled down to 4 points late in the fourth quarter. But as we all know, ito si Lawrence Victoria was really huge in that win against Sarangani Gripper.
Yeah, their second straight victory after losing to Caloocan 63-48 in this game. They won 91-83. It was the composure na sinukat ito Sarangani Gripper in the fourth quarter against the Pasay Voyagers, which leaned once again on Lawrence Victoria to make the big plays in that penultimate period. You could see the numbers here. They did not shoot well from the field compared to Sarangani, 38.5%. But it was the three-point shooting of the Voyagers that really made the difference in this game, which also was the one responsible for them getting an early advantage sa laro na to. And that's why it was so easy for them to still maintain the advantage in the fourth quarter despite Sarangani getting to within 4 points.
And you mentioned Lawrence Victoria. It wasn't an easy start for him. He really struggled from the field, especially in their first 3 games. But here, coming up huge against Sarangani.
Lawrence Victoria, we all know how good he is of a scorer, but I think many people continue to doubt his passing. He's very underrated in terms of delivering the ball to his teammates. And I'm sure itong Pasay, they're already very used to this because in practices, nakikita naman nila to. And I'm sure Coach Marlon Martin also is very happy with the way that Lawrence Victoria has adapted into the leader that he is now para sa Pasay Voyagers.
All-around performance in their last game, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. We shift our focus to the Parañaque Patriots and their first home game, and this was a disappointing loss. They never led in this game against Ilagan, trailed by as many as 24 points, and talagang hindi na sila nakaalagwa dito, Javi.
8-20 in the first quarter, 20-37 at the half, and it was down by as much as 24 points para sa Parañaque in this game. You could see here how they fared against the Cowboys. 59 attempts, but Ilagan, they gave up 80 attempts to the Cowboys in that game. That's simply unacceptable, especially for a team that's coached by Coach Mike Sagigit na alam natin na talagang mataas ang premium sa depensa na hinihingi ni Coach Mike. And J-Boy Solis was a lone bright spot para sa kanila, but he was forgettable in their first 2 games. In fact, I forgot that he was even part of the lineup for Parañaque this season. Good thing that he was able to come up with a good game against the Cowboys. 15 points, 11 of them coming in the third quarter. Kaya medyo nakadikit ng konti ang Parañaque sa Ilagan, but it was just too much for them to overcome. Hopefully, J-Boy can come up with another good game today, and hopefully it will rub off on his other teammates, especially guys like CBC and JP Calvo.
Especially without Carl Brian Cruz for today's ball game. Now let's turn you over to Miguel Pere for the starters for Pasay and Parañaque.
Here at the Olivares College Gym in Parañaque City, it's Pasay Voyagers versus your Parañaque Patriots on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Here are the starters, beginning with Pasay Voyagers. Starting at guard, number 77, Dan Sara. Forward number 13, Dr. Fly, Don Reverente. Also at forward number 9, AJ Coronel. Coming in at center number 4, Warren Bonifacio. And at 2 guard number 1, El Thrilla, Lawrence Victoria. The head coach for Pasay Voyagers is Marlon Keith Martin. Assistant coaches Vic Escudero, Hubert De Los Santos, Adrian Bucal, Don Mordeno, and Willie Generalao. Team consultant is Cholo Martin. Team owners Raul Bacalso, Mickey Ligot, Lavin Castro, JD Castro, and Lian Calixto Rubiano. And now mga kaliga, get on your feet because it's time to meet the starting unit of your Parañaque Patriots. Starting at guard, number 12, Jasper Cuevas. Coming in at center, number 34, Lander Cannon. Forward, number 19, James Mangajas. Also at forward, number 17, Alvin Capobres. Also at guard, number 2, JP Calvo. The head coach for the Parañaque Patriots is Mike Sagigit. Assistant coaches Mark Orias, Franklin Marcho, Philip De La Cruz, Stephen Mopera, Tyron Ruiz, and Syke Miguelino. Team managers,
All right, our starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet. Pasay at the guard spots, Dan Sara, Lawrence Victoria. At center, Warren Bonifacio. And at the forward spots, Don Reverente and AJ Coronel. For the Parañaque Patriots, the backcourt of Jasper Cuevas and JP Calvo. Up front, Lander Cannon, James Mangajas, and Alvin Capobres. The Patriots would like to get a win at home just before the Holy Week break, but Pasay wins the tip here. They are in their white threads, gunning for their third straight victory.
Dan Sara is back in the lineup para kay Coach Marlon Martin, and he's starting in this game at the point guard spot in lieu of Cyrus Tabi.
Meanwhile, Lawrence Victoria and AJ Coronel have started all of their games so far for the Voyagers.
I'm sorry, I have to correct myself. It was Felipe Chavez who started last game for Pasay in that game against Sarangani.
Meanwhile, Jasper Cuevas earning himself a start here for Coach Mike Sagigit, as well as James Mangahas. And no Carl Brian Cruz today. So very interesting where the production will come para dito sa Parañaque.
That's 14.4 points that they're missing in this game. Alvin Capobres is a good candidate to try and lead the charge offensively here for the Parañaque Patriots.
It's been a roller coaster season so far for Alvin Capobres. Scoreless in their first game against Davao Occidental at 19 points when we were in Mindoro when they took on the Tamaraws. And then nung last game nila, no, only 1 point against Ilagan. James Mangahas laban kay Reverente. Cuevas. Quick pass to James Mangahas. Just inside the arc, no good. Cuevas tracks down the offensive rebound. Capobres puts it up from beyond the arc, no good. Rebound, Dan Sara. Sara against Calvo. Letran versus Sanbeda, and the Red Lion comes away on top on that possession.
And Calvo gave Sara a lot of space there to attempt that shot, and Sara has really been known to hit those jumpers. May not take a lot of those attempts, but certainly can hit them. Just like that guy, Jasper Cuevas, more of a pass-first point guard, especially in his time with Muntinlupa last year. He was the main point guard of that very young Cager squad under Coach Mixon Ramos. At here for Coach Mike Sagigit, he's playing behind a lot of veterans, and this is certainly a good opportunity for him to show himself to the rotation.
Victoria, nilabas, papunta ay Bonifacio. 3-point shot. Sablay, galing kay Warren. JP Calvo, this is one guy that needs to get going for Parañaque. Kick out pass, James Mangahas for free off the heel. Rebound ends up with Warren Bonifacio.
That's 2 straight open looks for James Mangahas and 2 straight misses para sa kanya. He's gotta be able to hit those shots, especially without the presence of a guy like Carl Brian Cruz in this game para sa Parañaque.
Victoria, sablay yung kanyang tres. Parañaque with the lead 5-2. Calvo gets blocked by Warren Bonifacio. Tatakbo dito ang Pasay. Victoria, the spin, the pass. Reverente scores underneath.
So easy there para kay Lawrence Victoria. He draws 2 defenders and nobody helping the helper on the other side, which led Don Reverente open for that shot up close.
That's a great look. Calvo setting up Lander Cannon.
If there's one thing that JP Calvo can do well, it's breaking down the defense and setting up teammates on those drives.
7-4 for the Patriots. Victoria drills in a free to tie the ball game up.
You know, sometimes he doesn't really need to warm up. May mga araw na talagang minamalas siya sa umpisa. But when he gets it going early, if you're Parañaque, you better be very wary of his ability to heat up. Lander Cannon having a terrific start to this game. Already 4 points para sa kanya.
Back-to-back baskets for the former Quezon Husker, Lander Cannon. Reverente attacks. Goes right at JP Calvo. But AJ Coronel able to recover and score for the Pasay Voyagers.
You never need to set a place para kay AJ Coronel. He's just gonna be at the right place at the right time. More often than not, that time going to the basket, seeing that there was a strip, he picked up the loose change and was able to get 2 points for himself.
Capobres. Top shot there, another rebound by Warren Bonifacio. Pagkakataon ng Pasay na makalamang dito. Victoria steps back. Release pass to Warren Bonifacio, who takes that free and makes it.
That is the vaunted 1-2 punch that the Pasay Voyagers have boasted of throughout these last few years. Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio on the two-man game. You gotta pick your poison.
Calvo. Up top, James Mangas tries to answer, and he does. Welcome sight if you're Parañaque.
And not allowing himself to miss 3 straight open looks. That's another good setup para sa kanya.
Another deadlock here. 12 apiece. Dan Sara. Mangas switched onto him. Sara attacks, gets past James, but can't finish. Fight for the ball. James Mangas, Dan Sara rolling over. Hitting the deck, we have a jump ball situation. Such an arrow pointing to the side of the Patriots. This was the three-point shot earlier by James Mangas, brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
JP Calvo has done a tremendous job of locating James Mangas on those open looks. Good thing he was able to drain that one from behind the arc. I think this two-point guard setup by Coach Mike Sagigit to start with Calvo and Cuevas has been working wonders for them so far. And this is their first good start to a game in 3 matches.
James Mangas pouring in the points. Has scored the last 5 points for the Patriots. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the first period. On that flare screen, Victoria laban kay Jasper Cuevas. Backing him down. Lawrence locates Jopet Soriano as Calvo tried to fight through that. Obviously outsized there as we check out this assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Corner action on that triangle setup. That handoff wasn't available. Cannon faked it, drove to the basket, drew a defender, and saw that Mangas was open on the right side.
AJ Coronel, laban kay Cuevas. Jasper Cuevas providing an impact on the defensive end. But the ball ends up with Jopet Soriano, who scores on a one-hander.
This guy has just been so efficient for Pasay this season. It was Jopet Soriano. Just give him the ball where he can be successful at, and that's near the basket around the rim. Those are going to be automatic 2 points para sa kanya. That spot, though, has been automatic for Jasper Cuevas here in the first quarter. 2 threes from that same spot.
Pasay basically daring him to shoot on that last trip. Jasper Cuevas obliging, giving Parañaque a 3-point lead. Bonifacio tries to tie the ball game up. Sobra yung kanyang dress. Bola mapupunta kay Joey Barcuma. Victoria open free. We have a shot clock violation. Apparently that shot by Bonifacio did not hit the rim. So hindi nag-reset yung shot clock natin.
Again, corner option here. And then it was Cuevas coming out to the wing to relocate. And left wide open, knocking down another 3.
Paolo Castro nasa loob na rin. Long time Parañaque Patriot. Triangle action here for Parañaque. J-Boy Solis. That one bounces out. Mark Sanco also in for the Pasay Voyagers. Barcuma. Inside they go. Soriano. No good. Cyrus Tabi also in. Bank shot is good.
Well, napaswerte na nga yung Parañaque doon because Barcuma, I thought, had a free shot already. Chose to give it up to Jopet Soriano, who muffed the reverse layup. But then Cyrus Tabi coming in with that floater off the glass.
Takiwag is now in for Parañaque. Solis running through Joey Barcuma. Picks up an offensive foul.
I think he sold that quite well. It was Joey Barcuma. This was the previous play. There was the block by J-Boy Solis, but the tap going to the wrong guy, and then Cyrus Tabi using the Kiwag's momentum against him, going inside and hitting that floater.
Alan Mangahas comes in for Parañaque. Chance again for Pasay to take the lead here. 1:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Sa poste, Jopet Soriano laban kay J-Boy Solis. Soriano met by Adjarujan.
It's excellent help defense coming from Udjan. Nakakapasok lang sa laro na to.
Castro. Ilabas papunta kay Adjarujan. Handoff, Ed Dakiwag. Still struggling from the field.
That's a guy who has to get going para dito sa Parañaque Patriots. He's only shot 10% in their first game, 27.3 in their second, and did not even make a field goal in that game against the Cowboys.
Under a minute remaining. And we all know the caliber of a player. Ito si Ed Dakiwag. Here he is against Jasper Salenga. Charuchan. Mid-range jumper. Gets that one in.
He's certainly a perfect fit for this offense. Ito si Adjarujan because he can knock down that mid-range jumper.
Quick pass to Barcuma against Paulo Castro. 10 seconds on their shot clock. Barcuma. Ball tapped loose by Ed Dakiwag. It will stay with Pasay with 7 on their shot clock.
Remember when Ed Dakiwag was playing with UST in the UAP, how he was a threat on both sides of the floor. Defensively, he was such a pest, getting into those passing lanes and making taps like that to bother the offenses of opposing teams.
Barcuma way off on that outside attempt. That was a wayward pass. Giving possession again to Pasay. Salenga making them pay. No. And ball will go back to Parañaque. 3.2 seconds remaining. Mangahas. Solis. The heave from... Oh! I'm not surprised, Javi Palanya. If I'm with you, that shot always has a good chance of going in. Look at this one.
I already had a feeling when Mangahas gave it up. With Solis, as soon as it left his hands, I was following the path of the ball. Dapat bigyan ng Suzuki to. Ito si J-Boy Solis. That's certainly gonna count para sa kanya. I already had a feeling kaya napapasok siya.
Ako din. Ikaw kasama ko eh. Suki ka sa ganito.
Woo-wee! What a way to cap off the first quarter.
And oh boy, Parañaque needed that one. They end the first quarter with the lead, 22-16 over Pasay.
Lenny Pacquiao 50 tayo.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% pagbabago,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% paglilingkod,
si Manny.
Lenny Pacquiao. Para sa 100% Pinas.
50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. And now let's go to Lyra Punsalan Portside.
Even though tagged as one of the leading teams now in the North Division and obtaining remarkable upsets against big teams such as Abra and Quezon Huskers, humility still remains a major trait para sa mga Pasay Voyagers. Sabi ni Coach Marlon, mini-maintain daw nilang energy nila sa trainings kahit na sino pang nakakalaro nila because every matchup brings a new set of learnings of aspects that they should be improving on. He also shared that he's very happy dahil habang tumatatag at tumalalim daw ang pundasyon nila sa liga, mas lumalalim naman din daw ang chemistry ng mga Voyagers sa isa't isa. Back to you guys.
That has been evident for the first 6 games para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. That core still there with them. Lawrence Victoria, Warren Bonifacio, Don Reverente. Then you add pieces like J.R. Chavez and Cyrus Tabi there. as you see the field goal shooting, ito yung magandang simula, no, for Parañaque. 9 out of 17, 7 of 19 shooting naman para dito sa Pasay.
This is the first quarter, the first quarter they've actually been on top of since the start of the season.
Now they roll out a 5 of Alan Mangahas, Adjaro Jan, Paulo Castro, Jeo Boy Solis, and Ed Dakiwag. Paulo Castro with a mid-range jumper to begin quarter number 2.
You could see the body language, how they look on their faces. Nakita mo na iba yung energy na binibigay ngayon ng Parañaque. They're tired of losing games. They want to get a victory on their home floor in front of their home fans.
Marcuma, sablay yung kanyang tres. A foul against Parañaque. It will go against Adjaro Jan. Jer Chavez coming in for the first time for the Voyagers, as well as Brian Hilario. Will be joined by Mark Sanco, Cyrus Tabi, and Jasper Salenga. Mark Sanco, top of the key three. Bounces out, rebound J-Boy Solis.
I admire that effort coming from Alan Mangahas to rotate over and challenge. That wasn't his man, but he made his best to try and bother that shot.
Mangahas receives the pass from J-Boy Solis, working with Adjaro Jan. Jan attacks the closeout. J-Boy Solis draws closer, gets it in. And boy, Parañaque establishing their first double-digit lead of the ball game.
They are on a roll here so far, Ken. And J-Boy Solis obviously getting a lot of confidence from making that half-court shot at the end of the first quarter. Almost going nowhere on this possession was Parañaque, but Solis saves the day para sa kanila with another deuce.
Pasay needs a timeout. They're down by 10, 26-16. Kixer fan of the game, born for greatness. Nakapalibot sa kanya yung mga sari-saring mga fans dito sa loob ng Olivares College Gymnasium. This has always been one of the rowdiest crowds that we've had over the course of the seasons that we've had dito sa MPBL. But here, itong Parañaque, no, trying to get their first win. But off a timeout, J.R. Chavez scores.
If you want a quick score, you really go to your quickest guard, and obviously that's J.R. Chavez para sa Pasay Voyagers. Nobody stopping him on the way to the basket.
26-18. Ed Dakiwa, kick out pass. J-Boy Solis, walang alinlangan. Mintes. Fight for the rebound. It ends up with Pasay. Tatakbo si Cyrus Tabi. J.R. Chavez with back-to-back baskets.
They were very relentless in trying to get that ball away from Adjaro Jan. And it ended up with an opportunity to run on the break para dito sa Pasay. Tabi connecting with J.R. Chavez for that fast break finish.
Lead down to 6. Alan Mangahas. Working with J-Boy Solis. Skip pass to Adjaro Jan. Backing down Mark Sanco. Forcing that shot. Ball ends up with Pasay. Hilario. Pabandang tira. Masyadong malakas. J.R. Chavez, no hesitation on that three-point attempt. Alan Mangahas snares down the rebound. Oh, great pass. Ujan. Easy pickings underneath.
Still one of the more unparalleled passers here in the league, Alan Mangahas. The vision is exemplary.
once held the record for most assists in the game before it was broken by a Parañaque Patriot, a former Parañaque Patriot in Philip Manalang just last season. Tatakbo dito ang Parañaque and Nakiwag. Can he get things going here? That's a good sign. Attacking all the way. Draws a foul here.
He wanted it so bad. Paulo Castro was already ahead of him.
First assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Pag ganyan na yung mukha ni Al Mangas, kailangan ready ka na sa pasa.
And Nakiwag, former UST Growling Tiger. No, he hasn't really recovered from that injury that he sustained as the Thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. You know, that really gruesome injury he suffered in the PBA, had a lengthy recovery, and he hasn't been really the same. But he's trying to regain the form that he had, and this is a good opportunity for him playing under Coach Mike for Parañaque.
I think it's not so much the physical aspect of it. I think it's more mental para sa kanya. It's obviously the confidence. It hasn't been the same as before, especially during his better years in the PBA and with UST in college. But I'm not gonna count him out in being one of the leading scorers for Parañaque this season. Coach Mike Sagigit is very much capable of drawing the best from his players. We've seen that throughout the years. This might be a different kind of composition that he has for his squad, but I'm sure Ed Nakiwag will recover.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker every day. Karaoke. Jared Chavez in stride. Here he is from the left corner. That one pops out. Parañaque, abante pa rin, nasa 10 dito, 30-20. Paulo Castro steps into a free. And ball goes back to the Pasay Voyagers.
I don't think that was a good shot coming from Paulo Castro, but he's been quite frustrated because he hasn't been getting any attempts prior to that, and that's why he took that opportunity to go for that shot.
Jared Chavez. Napatan ni Jasper Cuevas, who hit 2 threes back in the first quarter. Cyrus Tabi whips it to Lawrence Victoria, banks in a free.
I don't think that was intentional at all, but they'll take it. That's still a booming three-point shot coming from Lawrence Victoria.
Lead down to 7. Cuevas with Chavez all over him. J-Boy Solis. Hand off to Paulo Castro. Pull-up shot. Bounces out. Rebound, Cyrus Tabi. One of the best rebounding guards that we have. Gets it to Lawrence Victoria. Laban kay Teo Timajo.
Yeah, there's a mismatch there.
Great lob underneath. And Reverente will troop to the line for 2 shots.
Nice patience exhibited there by Pasay. They did not rush their offense. Recognizing already that J-Boy Solis was on a small guy, so for sure there was gonna be a big man of Pasay that had a small guy on him, and that was Don Reverente, who only had Jasper Cuevas as his cover.
Don Reverente from Owas Albay, already 35 years old. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
I'm sorry, it was Paulo Castro who was on Don Reverente on that previous play.
Don Reverente came up big in their wins against Quezon and Abra. 12 points, 8 rebounds against Quezon. 11 points, 12 rebounds naman kontra sa Abra. And we have a timeout here because the Pasay Voyagers have cut this lead in half. Kanina 10, ngayon baba sa 5 at 30-25.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% pagbabago,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% paglilingkod,
si Manny.
Kanipaga. Para sa 100% Pinas.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Next 3 games po ng Parañaque Patriots. They will be back on May 1st against the Cebu Classic. On the 6th, they will take on the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. And then on the 10th, they will square off against the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters.
Quite the schedule ahead para sa kanila. That's all 3 of those teams are all from the Southern Division.
4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the second period. Parañaque trying to protect this lead. Deo Timajo slides in, count it, plus a foul.
What a pretty move right there coming from Deo Timajo. Just basic beginning moves. And then got by his defender, Jared Chavez, using that strength to finish through the contact. Nice finish coming from Deo Timajo.
Suited up for Rizal last season. Then back in Season 5, played for Coach Elvis Tolentino with the Marikina Shoe Masters. Completing the 3-point play, balik sa 8 ang kalamangan dito ng Parañaque. AJ Coronel gets it to Lawrence Victoria. J.R. Chavez skip pass to Lawrence. Long 3-pointer does not work this time.
Parañaque shifting to that zone despite the previous possession. Lawrence Victoria was able to hit the 3-point shot, but that time they were able to cover that 3-point attempt.
Timajo gets it back from Lander Canon. Timajo for 3. That's a bit flat. J.R. Chavez, forward pass to Don Reverente. Bonifacio just inside the arc. No good. Timajo the rebound. 3 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Capobres laban kay AJ Cornel. Cuevas at the right corner. Trying to power through J.R. Chavez. Something you don't want to do against J.R. Chavez. Kick out pass. Reverente puts up a 3. Way short. And if you're Parañaque, you'll live with that kind of shot from Don Reverente.
Exactly. That's not always been his strongest suit.
Solis does and makes a free. J-Boy Solis picking up from his performance against Ilagan.
So he has played in this venue for so long already.
This 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. The former Olivares College Sea Lion with another superb performance so far, and now this lead has ballooned to 11, 36-25.
Para sa atletang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
It's been a game of runs so far. Kanina lamang ang Parañaque ng 10, naibaba ng Pasay sa 5. And then a 6-0 run by the Patriots have catapulted them to this 11-point lead with 2 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the second period. Victoria, guarded by Timajo. AJ Cornel steps in for a free, knocks that one down.
That outside shot has really improved over the years para kay AJ Coronel, and that's a big plus if you're Coach Marlon Martin, because now you have another weapon to rely on from beyond the arc, especially now that Parañaque has been shifting between the zone and the man-to-man in terms of their defense. But that's a nice find offensively. Superb passing there for the Parañaque Patriots.
Wonderful cut by Alvin Capobres.
What about Lander Cannon in this game too, Ken? He's been recognizing those cutters.
38-28. Victoria. Timaho all over him. Cyrus Tabi tries a free. Won't go. Rebound, Lander Cannon.
Talagang ramdam na ramdam mo yung presensya ni Lander Cannon dito sa laro na to here in the first half.
J-Boy Solis gets it to JP Calvo. JP steps into a free. Off the mark. Ball ends up with Pasay. Tatakbo si Lawrence Victoria. This time he's guarded by JP Calvo. Tabi able to recover. Back to Lawrence Victoria. Draws closer. Behind the back pass to AJ Coronel from the other side. That time it won't drop. 3rd minute remaining here in the second quarter. Capobres almost traveled. Gets it to Lander Cannon at the elbow. Ilabas muna to JP Calvo against Cyrus Tabi. Oh, and that was Cyrus Tabi intercepting that pass, challenging JP Calvo, but JP Calvo standing his ground.
Always hard to try and challenge a layup attempt on the fast break without fouling. Remarkable defense shown by Calvo and the effort as well. I love it. Oh!
All net on the free from Deo Timaho.
Ay, napaaga ang Pasko dito para sa Parañaque. They're shooting the lights out here in the first half.
That's their 5th free of the ball game. Duty foul given up by JP Calvo. Our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Those extra passes. Parañaque has benefited a lot from them here in the first half. A total of 15 dimes for the Patriots here in the first 2 quarters.
And let me correct myself, already 6 frees for Parañaque, 6 out of 14. Time winding down in the second quarter. Cyrus Tabi will not get a shot off in time. And Parañaque on a mission here. This is their second homestand off that disappointing loss last Saturday against Ilagan on this very same floor. And they look to bounce back against the Pasay Voyagers as they lead at the half 41-28.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao 50 tayo.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% pagbabago,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% paglilingkod,
Si Manny.
Manny Pacquiao. Para sa 100% Pinas.
50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
Welcome back to Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our main game between the Pasay Voyagers and Parañaque Patriots. Our score is 41-28 in favor of Parañaque Patriots. I'm Lyra Punsalan, and kasama po natin ngayon si Sir Lavin Castro, the team owner of Pasay Voyagers, Sir Tyron Ruiz of Parañaque Patriots, and of course Sir Ron Monseac of the MPBL party list. Let's start with Sir Lavin Castro of Pasay Voyagers. Sir, medyo iba ang game natin ngayon for Sir Lavin Castro, medyo iba ang game natin ngayon for Pasay. They're not in their usual game. Ano po kaya yung pwede pa natin gawin for the second half?
Good evening po sa lahat ng nanonood ng MPBL, sa lahat po ng supporters ng Pasay Voyagers, pati po kay Senator Manny Pacquiao. Medyo rough start kami ngayon, and siguro medyo yung defense namin is lacking, and yung mga tira namin ngayon medyo off. But I know makakabalik naman kami sa second half.
Any greetings?
Unang-una, magpapasalamat kami kay Boss Egay and Tita Emmy, Calixto Rubiano, sa patuloy na pagsuporta po sa Pasay Voyagers, Expedia Management Investment, My Pet Space, Pet Hotel, JVA Security Investigation Agency, NCR Dental Clinic, The Second Floor Bar and Lounge, Capital Restaurant, Met Park Sports Center, Teleathletics, and sa wife ko, nanonood kay JD sa bahay, kay Jaden sa panganay ko, kay Joakim, and sa mga relatives namin nandito.
Maraming salamat, Sir Lavin Castro, the team owner of the Pasay Voyagers. And now to my left, we have Assistant Coach Tyron Ruiz of Parañaque Patriots. Sir, amazing performance for the first half sa Parañaque Patriots. Ano kaya yung naging game changer for them to perform very well tonight?
Sa tingin ko yung game changer na nangyayari ngayong game is yung chemistry nila is pakunti-kunti nang nabubuo sa yun.
May mga gusto po ba kayong batiin?
Binabati ko po pala si Mayor Eric Olivares, ang aming Boss Vice Mayor Joan Villaperte, Boss Jamal Vizcara, at kay Boss Joed Mendoza, sa family ko, sa family ng mga coaches, sa anak ko, kay Tyra, at sa lahat ng fans na sumusuporta sa Parañaque Patriots. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Sir Tyron Ruiz of Parañaque Patriots. And now, of course, finally, we have Sir Ron Monseac of the MPBL party list. Sir Ron, you're back in your hometown here in Parañaque. At very evident nga na iba ang suporta ng mga Parañaqueños for the Parañaque Patriots. And this is connected, of course, for the very essence of MPBL party list of empowering grassroots at a level na talagang inclusive para sa lahat. How is this connected regarding the spirit of the MPBL party list?
Hi, first of all, gusto ko bumati sa lahat ng viewers ng MPBL on Facebook, YouTube, saka sa television, at lahat ng mga fans dito sa Parañaque. Sa mga hindi pa ho nakakalam, ako po ay isang Parañaqueño. I'm a proud Parañaqueño, pero hati ako sa team na to because I am also from Pasay. Kaya talagang I'm cheering for both teams. Well, actually, tama ka, Lyra. We just arrived from Catarman, Northern Samar ngayon. Kakalanding lang namin. At we were there talaga para i-explain ang plataforma ni Senator Manny Pacquiao at ang MPBL Party List number 77. And to answer your question, yes, kung gaano kagrabe ang fans dito sa Parañaque City, ganyan naman talaga ang fans ng MPBL talaga. Very, very passionate sila. Kasi yan ang nabigyan ng importansya ng MPBL, ang grassroots sports development. We were able to give a real opportunity for homegrown players to play in high level of basketball. At pag ang MPBL party list ay pagpapala rin, we will extend this to other sports as well.
Maraming salamat. May mga gusto pa po ba kayong sabihin para sa mga supporters at talagang nakasubaybay sa MPBL party list?
Unang-una, maraming salamat kay Senator Manny Pacquiao at sa lahat ng supporters ng MPBL Party List number 77. Kami po ay humingi ng tulong ninyo para mas mapalakas natin ang ating grassroots sports development. And I'd like to say thank you sa mga very hardworking staff ng MPBL. Kayo talaga ang buto, ang backbone ng MPBL, at sana makapagpahinga naman kayo itong Holy Week na to.
Maraming salamat, Sir Ron Monseac of the MPBL Party List. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Our score at the half, 28 for the Pasay Voyagers, 41 for the Parañaque Patriots. And Parañaque hell-bent on getting a win just before the Holy Week break. And you know, the first two quarters, Javi, this was really a good shooting display, and also yung distribution nila sa bola was really evident in the first half.
Yeah, this was the best start for Parañaque to a half here in this season. Sa kanilang mga last games, lahat ng mga talo nila, it's been really slow para sa kanila. Their shooting hasn't been very good. But here to start, 51% from the field. Although they allowed more attempts to Pasay, they were able to stop that scoring para sa kanila, preventing them from hitting three-point shots. They switched between a zone to a man, especially in that second quarter. And the chemistry has been slowly showing for these Patriots in this game. And when their bench came in, they sustained the energy of the starters. 22 of the 41 points of Parañaque coming from the bench. You see here the season averages for both squads. Ang Pasay, kahit na they're one of the top teams in the Northern Division, you could see that they're not really in the top 10 in a lot of their numbers. Doon lang sila top 10 sa defense, 71.1 points allowed. But that's also just a testament to how effective they have been as a team this year. The Parañaque naman, in just 3 games, these are their numbers. Can't really judge them by the way that they've been showing out because of those 3 games. And syempre, puro talo parang nakikita nila. Here in this game, I'm sure inisantabi muna nila yan, and they're looking to start a new page in their chapter here for this season.
I think glaring stat dyan, is the assists. Coming into this game, they were dead last, 15.7 assists per contest, but already surpassing that number with 16 assists in the first half.
And also in terms of points, they're last also in that department, but they're definitely on pace to go much higher from that. They're on pace to score 80 or more sa laro na to if their shooting continues.
5 on the floor for Pasay. Basically the same group that started the first quarter. Dan Sara takes a free, no good. Fight for the ball, bagsak si Bonifacio. Saves it, going to Victoria for free, knocks that one down.
You can't allow a guy like Lawrence Victoria to heat up from the outside. Kung gusto mo magstay sa mababang porsyento ang 3-point shooting ng Pasay and not allow them to get the 14 that they got against Sarangani, you have to be able to show the kind of defense that you showed in the first half if you're the Parañaque Patriots.
Totally different group naman to begin the third for the Parañaque Patriots. As Paulo Castro got fouled on that last play, but here it was the three by Lawrence Victoria.
That's a good extra pass coming from Don Reverente, seeing a wide open Victoria relocating to the left wing. This 5 for Parañaque was the same 5 that really made a huge impact in the second quarter. And Paulo Castro, though, he has not been able to make a significant impact offensively.
Victoria, same spot, same result, back-to-back threes from Lawrence Victoria.
And just like that, they tie Pasay, or rather Pasay tying Parañaque in terms of 3-point makes in this game with those 2 threes by Lawrence Victoria here at the start of the third.
Mas efficient lang ang Parañaque, 42.7% as compared to that 6 out of 23 shooting by the Voyagers. Bakiwag can't get it in off the glass.
He had no choice. The shot clock was winding down.
Victoria pulls it back out, gets it to Warren Bonifacio. Bonifacio turns around, gets the bounce, and a free throw to boot for Warren Bonifacio.
Such a talented player, ito si Warren Bonifacio. He's very deceiving in terms of how he looks, but he's very shifty for a big man. Got J-Boy Solis initially on the crossover, didn't really get a step on him, went to the spin move and go for the hook shot, drawing that foul.
9-0 run to start the third quarter for the Pasay Voyagers, and they draw to within 4. Just 2 minutes gone by in the third period. How will Parañaque respond? Lander Cannon spins. Wala pa din. Rebound Reverente.
Pasay did a good job there of denying all the other options, forcing Lander Cannon to make a shot for himself.
Victoria again. Loving that spot, but that time it results to a miss. Bakiwag. Nilabas muna papunta kay Alan Mangahas. Mangahas against Dan Sara. J-Boy Solis off that pick and pop action. Can't hit from beyond the arc. Victoria at this time draws closer. The pass to AJ Cornel, who left it short. Reverente inside. Gets it to AJ Cornel, kissing it off the glass and in. And an early timeout by Coach Mike Sagigit. This lead has been dwindled down to 2.
Wow, what an impressive effort shown there by Don Reverente. You see here, getting that offensive rebound and then making that pass to AJ Coronel.
Our player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. 41-39, and the Voyagers draw to within 2. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. We have Sir Ron Monsayak, Rudy Distrito there, and also the people inside the Olivares College Gymnasium enjoying this game. And also, you can enjoy a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Pasay scoring the first 11 points of the quarter. Kanina, nag-aabol sila down by 13. Now they're just separated by 2 points, 41-39. JP Calvo comes into the ball game for Parañaque, as well as James Mangas rather, who can't hit from downtown. Coronel, nilabas papunta yung Reverente. Swing pass, Dan Sara gets it up, no good. Fight for the ball. It will go back to Parañaque.
Medyo napalakas yung tira doon ni Dan Sara, but that was nice ball movement shown by Pasay, moving it from left to right.
Alvin Capobres also in, as well as Deo Timaho. So JP Calvo exiting early here. I think he got hit in the lip. Timaho gets inside the paint. How did he get that shot up and in?
Tough angle to work with, but somehow, some way, Deo Timaho able to get the 2 points.
Stops that 11-0 run by Pasay. Bonifacio way off on that free. May buelo dito si Deo Timaho, but he gets bumped. And then he got whiplash by Warren Bonifacio, as he's now on the deck.
That should be under review.
Kixer, great move of the game, born for greatness. This was Deo Timaho in traffic. Tough angle, but making it work.
And that hang time enabling him to adjust his shot. Parang lalim niya na doon. That was a very difficult shot to make.
Came in for JP Calvo, Coach Mike Sagigit, fresh off a championship for the Olivares College Sea Lions. Have a foul, a blocking foul against Pasay here. Let's see this. This was Reverente.
That was the foul. And then there, Victoria and Bonifacio giving him a piece of their minds.
Parang nag-pinball dun si Deo Timaho eh.
Well, lucky for Pasay na walang ibang tinawag laban sa kanila.
This guy could really shoot. Deo Timaho. That's the last 5 points for Parañaque. Actually has all 5 points for the Patriots in this quarter so far.
Timaho only had 6 points in the first half. Pretty quality minutes para sa kanya those first 2 quarters.
Now has 11. Victoria turns around, making it look easy.
Certainly one of the best scorers this league has ever seen. Ito si Lawrence Victoria, can hit you with a different number of moves.
J-Boy Solis. Nakaagaw si Lawrence Victoria. Victoria already has 8 points in this quarter. The ball stolen away by J-Boy Solis. Onto the front court, Deo Timaho in the right corner. Pulls it back out to Alan Mangajas. Passes it to his brother, James Mangajas, who converts on a free.
Didn't even have to look. He knew just by intuition and feel that his brother was trailing the play and got it right into his shot pocket. James Mangajas getting that shot from Alan Mangajas, with Jopit Soriano with a nice answer. Difficult reverse.
Action picking up here in the third quarter. Parañaque with a 6-point lead. Timaho against AJ Coronel. Coronel standing his ground, almost getting a steal. Ball will stay with the Patriots. Our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. This was Jopit Soriano underneath, going for the reverse layup. Paulo Castro, fresh off the bench. Cannon sealing down low. Ito si Warren Bonifacio. Ball did not hit the rim, but we play on. J.R. Chavez off to the races. There's a foul call. Basket will not count. Foul on the floor. Itong Parañaque not yet in penalty. Just their first team foul, in fact. Coach Marlon Keith Martin. Parañaque in a zone here. 2-3 zone defense. Skip pass by Bonifacio to Salenga. J.R. Chavez. And J.R. Chavez drills in a free.
Both teams now picking up on their shooting here at this point of the third quarter. J.R. Chavez getting a nice pass on the reversal.
Lead down to 3, 49-46. Capobres puts his head down. But that ball bouncing off his leg. Ball goes back to Pasay.
Nawalan siya ng control doon as he made his drive to the right side. Let's see, it all started with that drive by Jasper Salenga. He made the defense move, and then Tabi going to the left side, seeing Chavez open for that three-point shot. That's how you beat the zone.
Three-point shooting natin, no? Parehong okay, no? Para sa Parañaque, 40%. 7 out of 27 naman para sa Pasay. On that time around, an inside incursion for Cyrus Tabi.
Yeah, that's just too easy para kay Cyrus Tabi. Letting him go to the right side and finishing with his strong hand. Nobody trying to even challenge or intimidate that shot.
Parañaque withstand itong rally being put up so far by Pasay. Capobres in trouble, losing it, and solid stand on defense again by the Voyagers.
He was really under a lot of pressure to make a pass or to make something happen because he was inside the paint. Binibilangan siya ng 3 seconds. Could have gotten a 3-second violation, but ultimately it was a turnover on a pass that he was not sure of.
And now they take the lead. Pasay after trailing by 13 and a half. It's now 50-49 for the Voyagers.
This is the first time that Pasay has been able to take the lead since the first quarter.
An offensive foul will be called against Alvin Capobres. Palitan ng tao for Coach Mike. Deo Timajo and Paulo Castro come back into the ball game. A minute and 58 remaining in the third period. So far, Pasay has held Parañaque to only 8 points in this quarter as compared to 22 points para dito sa Pasay. Actually, medyo, baliktad. 22 for Pasay now, 8 only for Parañaque. Bonifacio against Lander Cannon. Shot on its way, no good. We have a foul against Parañaque. Only their 14th foul though. Ayan, plus 14. Tama yung math ko. 22-8 in favor of Pasay in this quarter. Bonifacio, one-hander, short. Soriano again. Agawan ng bola, mapupunta kay Lander Cannon. Tatakbo dito ang Parañaque. Timajo bouncing it to Jasper Cuevas. The cut. James Mangajas glides in and scores.
Nice execution on the fast break there by Parañaque. Not forcing the issue, waiting for the trailing James Mangas once again to make himself available.
Second guy in double figures for Parañaque with 10 points. Meanwhile, J.R. Chavez pouring it on.
Such a crafty guard ito si J.R. Chavez. Amongst the threes, still able to get the 2 points.
Already has 7 points. Timajo trying to post up Jasper Salenga. Backing him down. Timajo inside. Wala. Napunta kay Bonifacio yung bola. Tatakbo dito si Cyrus Tabi. Back to Bonifacio. Goes up strong. Gets fouled by Jasper Cuevas.
Oh, I think he hurt his shoulder there.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere. This was James Mga sliding in for his 10th point. And the production has been scattered for Parañaque with the absence of Carl Brian Cruz and the continued struggles of Ed Nakiwag and JP Calvo. Warren Bonifacio, double-double performance against Sarangani. 8 of his 12 points coming in the first half. Although, very paltry yung naging shooting niya from the field. Only 4 out of 19. All net on the first free throw though.
Well, he was the one who led the charge for Pasay in that first half. It really helped the Voyagers establish a huge lead early. And then Lawrence Victoria taking over in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter.
Yep, Lawrence Victoria had 13 of his 21 points in the second half during that game against Sarangani. Pasay, abante ng 3 puntos. Bumunot na si Coach Mike Sagigit. In comes Alin Papa for the Patriots. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Alan, laban kay Cyrus Tabi. James offering that screen. Timaho for 3, short. Oh, what a save by Soriano. It ends up with Jasper Salenga. Cyrus Tabi inside, finger roll, wala. Babalik ang bola sa Pasay. Salenga, short stab, wala pa rin. And a foul against Pasay. They're not over the limit yet with 4.2 seconds remaining. We've seen J-Boy Solis hit a free from beyond half court earlier. Back in the first quarter, let's see what they can do here. Talking about Parañaque. That was a good intention. Cyrus Tabi, enough time, puts up a free. And that bounces out. And that's gonna do it here in a frenetic third quarter. Parañaque led by 13 to begin the third. And now we check out the highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
James Mangas has been steady for Parañaque here in this game, but Lawrence Victoria coming out hot in that third period for the Pasay Voyagers, helping them to these 26 points that they've had in that third period. Deo Timaho was the answer for Parañaque in that third quarter, coming in and engaging Lawrence Victoria in a mini duel, but the effort of Jopet Soriano also contributing here for Pasay to get this 3-point lead heading into the final frame.
54-51 Pasay coming into the fourth quarter with a 3-point lead.
Lenny Pag 50 tayo.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% pagbabago,
50 si Manny.
para sa 100% paglilingkod,
si Manny.
para sa 100% Pinas.
50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. And people have flocked in inside the Olivares College Gymnasium. And we have Coach Emer Oreta, Rudy Distrito, Commissioner Kenneth Remdes, Sir Ron Munsayak of the MPBL party list. Fourth quarter underway. Pasay trailed by 13. They're now ahead by 3 to begin the fourth quarter. Mark Sanko. Offhand shot. And Mark Sanko gives Pasay a 5-point advantage.
Before that, Sanko was scoreless. A way to start the fourth quarter here to sustain the momentum for Pasay.
J-Boy Solis. Guarded by Jopet Soriano. Oh, the steal. Numbers here for Pasay. The bounce pass, Tabi. And then the extra feed by Soriano to Sanko.
Beautifully run. Fast break there for the Pasay Voyagers. 3-on-1 break. All you have to do is move that basketball and move it until you get that open look.
A 20-point turnaround by the Pasay Voyagers in the second half. Lead up to 7. Timaho, release pass to J-Boy Solis, who's been quiet here in the second half. Allen Papa tries to bail them out. No cigar there.
Ngayon, masusubukan na talaga yung resiliency ng Parañaque. Can they try to get back in this game?
And the fourth quarter of games has been a problem for them. Allen Papa catches the lob pass from Alan Mangahas and he'll head to the line for 2 free throws. We have the fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners. This was off a steal by Cyrus Tavi. It ends up with a layup by Mark Sanko, who has scored the first 4 points of the fourth quarter. Allen Papa at the line. Pasok yung kanyang una. Coach Mike Sagigit. Still pretty calm despite the lead. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
There's certainly no need to panic para sa Parañaque. This is just a 6-point lead. Marami pang oras. Kakasimula lang naman ang ating fourth quarter. They just have to stick to their defense and make sure that they execute well offensively.
Victoria gets past J-Boy Solis. Extra pass. Salenga for free. It's good!
These 3-pointers, though, they have been the backbreakers that Pasay has shown Parañaque here in the second half. Ball movement has been crisp and it has led to those 3-point shots. Open looks, most of them.
Offensive foul will be called against Deo Timaho. Parañaque once again unraveling here in the fourth quarter. This was that Salenga free off that gorgeous ball movement by Pasay. Ball movement no sa panig ng Parañaque yung nawala ngayon for the Patriots.
Yes, so only 1 assist here in the second half.
Salenga again! Money on the free!
He wasn't really used a lot in the first half, kaya di siya masyado nakapuntos. But here in the fourth quarter, he has definitely been something for Pasay.
The onslaught continues for Pasay. Victoria tries to join the party. That one bounces out. Ujan clears it for Parañaque. Timaho going right at Lawrence Victoria. No foul call. Pasay with the numbers here. Although good transition defense too by the Patriots. Pinilit doon ni Lawrence Victoria. Didn't have the numbers. JP Calvo steps into a three. No good. Gets his own miss. Pulls it back out. J-Boy Solis. He loves this spot but left it short. Another offensive rebound by JP Calvo. 10 seconds on their shot clock. Calvo pulls up. Still no go.
Oh, I think that's off Sanko.
Oh boy, JP Calvo just struggling to shoot that rock. Came into this game, JP Calvo shooting only 25%. And today, those woes continue. Scoreless so far. And has missed 4 attempts from the field. We have a coach's challenge here. Requested by Coach Mike Sagigit. Will return for the result.
Successful. Ball possession stays.
Tagumpay yung pag-challenge ni Coach Mike Sagigit sa last out-of-bounds play. was off the miss by Parañaque.
Yeah, it was off Sanko, definitely. That's also what I saw.
Plus the quick review there. Bit of a reprieve if you're Parañaque, but you're down by 12, 6 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. At the quarter scoring natin, no? 10-1 in favor of Pasay. And in totality, this is already a 25-point turnaround because Pasay trailed by 13 to begin the third. Ngayon, nabante sila ng 12 puntos. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. First point for JP Calvo. You just wonder, the struggles of JP Calvo. He has a bloody lip right now. 2 for 2 on the line though. Actually opened up really solidly against Davao Occidental at 17 points, but since then it's been downhill for him. 64-54. Sanko! This is a huge fourth quarter for Mark Sanko. Scoring all 7 of his points.
Each position, Pasay with a lot of weapons from downtown.
Calvo, the spin. Ball tapped loose by Mark Sanko. It will stay with Parañaque, but only 5 on their shot clock. Baseline inbound. Calvo gets it to J-Boy Solis. Finally, cashes in from mid-range.
He's got to get going here again para dito sa Parañaque.
J-Boy Solis trims the gap to 11, 67-56. Bonifacio, the one-hander does not work, asking for a foul. James Mangas ends up with it. JP Calvo laban kay Joey Barcuma. Barcuma stealing that rock and muffs the layup.
My goodness, everything but the shot there. Too fast for his own good.
Paulo Castro calmly sinks in that shot from just inside the arc.
Oh, Castro has really struggled to shoot the ball from the field tonight. Only his 4th point of the game, but this can spark a rally right now para sa Parañaque. This is just a 9-point lead.
Past the halfway point of the 4th. Coronel. Nilabas, papunta kay Warren Bonifacio. Going right at Paulo Castro, taking advantage of his size, getting it in.
Coronel did the smart thing. He set the screen there for Warren Bonifacio and Parañaque switched it up. Wala namang ibang gagawin doon si Warren Bonifacio kundi sagasaan lang ang kanyang bantay doon because it was a smaller man in front of him.
Calvo just struggling to finish at the rim. It was right there. Barcuma will settle it down for Pasay, who holds an 11-point lead. 4 minutes remaining in the 4th. Victoria. Barcuma. Hip check by Jasper Cuevas. Timao returns for Parañaque. JP Calvo again struggling in this game. Only 2 points. No field goal makes. Coach Marlon Keith Martin asking for a timeout with 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. Pasay holding on to an 11-point lead, 69-58. Back with us here inside the Olivares College Gymnasium. We have a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Abante ng 11 puntos, no? Itong Pasay, and a huge reason why has been this trio. Lawrence Victoria, Warren Bonifacio, and J.R. Chavez.
J.R. Chavez came in late in the game, already checking in at the second quarter. Still being able to contribute. He was instrumental in that third quarter, while Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio, all game, they have been brilliant for Pasay, as we have been used to seeing from these two players.
Still enough time though if you're Parañaque to mount a comeback. They get a stop. Solis corrals the miss. Hand off to Jasper Cuevas. Laban kay Barcuma. James Mangahas. Hand off to Paulo Castro. Again, inside the arc, jumper. Back-to-back hits from Paulo Castro.
6 points in the game para sa kanya.
Lead down to single digits, 69-60. 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Barcuma surveying the floor, gets it to Warren Bonifacio. Victoria. He attacks, he kicks it out. Jasper Salenga gets it in from downtown.
And he's still hot, Jasper Salenga, here in the fourth quarter. All 3 of his 3-point shots coming in this final frame.
72-60. Mangahas down low to J-Boy Solis. Cuts the lead down to 10.
Parañaque needs to string together a number of stops. That's been their problem here.
2:26 left in the fourth. Bonifacio, catch and shoot by Warren, wala. Another rebound by James Mangahas. J-Boy Solis. That was an ill-advised shot early in the shot clock. Pasay will milk the clock. Time on their side as we head into the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. 8 seconds on their shot clock. Victoria traveled.
And he dragged his pivot foot as he tried to make that pirouette.
Timeout requested by Coach Mike Sagigit. With 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining, they still find themselves trailing by 10 points, 72-62.
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
We have Coach Emma Ureta, Rudy Distrito, and Commissioner Captain Marbel, Kenneth Duremdes. Enjoying the action, of course, Captain Marbel, paikot-ikot, representing the MPBL party list. And also was part of the PBA 50 Greatest yung event nila, no? He was there.
Siyempre, original yan, 25 Greatest.
Yes. Parañaque trying to execute off that timeout, but that shot by Cuevas does not work. Bodies on the floor. We have a jump ball situation. Lucky break for the Patriots. They retain the rock with 14 seconds left on their shot clock.
Well, it was an open look for Cuevas, but it was early in their possession. And I think he was just caught surprised na wala siyang bantay sa harap niya, so he decided to take it. Good thing that the ball found its way back to him and he was able to contest for it. Kaya naman nagkaroon ng jump ball situation.
Wala sa rhythm yung tira eh. Okay, pagka-aton ulit sila dito, Deo Timaho. They actually don't need to take that three just yet, but Paulo Castro does. And it results into a miss. A foul against Parañaque after Bonifacio fell down on the floor. Both teams far away from the limit. Only the second team foul against Parañaque. So Ron Munsayak together with Commissioner Kenneth Durendes. Sobrang sipag kung saan sang lupalop ng Pilipinas sila nakakaikot.
Kakarating lang nila galing Samar eh.
Yeah.
Just a while ago.
A minute and 25 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Jasper Salenga. Felipe Marasigan is in. A mild surprise for Pasay at this juncture. But Dan Sara, back shot works.
That's a big shot to extend the lead back up to 12 here.
And if you're Parañaque, you've got to wonder the fourth quarter woes. Actually, ito third quarter pa lang, nahabol na sila dito eh. But if you remember that game against Mindoro, they were already up 58-55. Then they were held scoreless for the last 5 minutes. Tapos, nag-carry over sa Ilagan. Never led in that game. Just last Saturday here. And this is looking like another disappointing defeat on their home floor.
Yeah, this is certainly something that they could learn from once again.
Our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And that I feel is the dagger in this game. Along with that shot by Damien Lasco, nakakapasok lang din sa laro na to. Surprisingly, di sa ginamit dito ni Coach Marlon. Coach Marlon actually used the short rotation throughout the entire game. But for Parañaque, at least the positive you could draw from is at least you've already been able to overcome your slow start. You had a great first half. Now, the progression is how do you sustain it coming into the third and fourth quarters?
And that's gonna do it for our ball game. The Pasay Voyagers weathered a storm, down by 13 at the half. And they end up winning by 14 over the Parañaque Patriots. This is their third straight win after suffering that loss against Caloocan. Warren Bonifacio came up huge in this game. And we now check out our best player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Tops in almost all categories in this game. Leading scorer, 13 points. Leading rebounder, 8 rebounds. Had 4 assists as well. Number 3 in that department sa laro na to para sa Pasay Voyagers. And Pasay in this game, again, Ken, did not really shoot that well from the field, particularly in the first half. But they got a number of attempts more than Parañaque, a plus 15 in that department, which enabled them to really get a lot more offense to generate from.
Let's go courtside to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
I'm with the best player of the game, Warren Bonifacio of the Pasay Voyagers. Warren, medyo slow start tayo during the first half. Anong napag-usapan nyo sa halftime huddle para makabawi kayo?
Ayun, pinagalitan kami ni Coach dahil ang sama ng depensa namin. Then sinabi niya lang na hindi yun yung Pasay Voyagers na team. So kailangan pakita namin yung tunay na team Pasay Voyagers. Ayun, lumabas naman sa second half na yung kung paano kami dumipensa, kung paano kami umipensa. At least lumabas lahat.
May mga personal Holy Week break plans ka pang gusto mong i-share?
As of now, syempre, pahinga muna kami bukas. Then, yun nga, yung sa Holy Week, syempre, mag-ano muna tayo kay Papa Jesus. Then, uwi muna sa family, sa province. Then, balik kami sa training.
Any greetings?
Siyempre, una sa lahat, binabati ko si Sir Egay and Mayor Emmy Calixto Rubiano, Expedia Management Investment, My Pet Space, Pet Hotel, JBA Security and Investigation Agency, NCR Dental Clinic, the Second Floor Bar, and Capital Restaurant, Met Park Sports Center, Tel Athletics, yung family ko sa Pampanga na nanonood ngayon, mama, papa, yung mga tita-tito ko sa Canada, yung girlfriend ko sa AC, then yung mga taga sa amin, mga PBB, then si Boss Nestor Luego, and lahat ng sumusuporta sa Pasay Voyagers. Binabati ko kayo lahat. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat. Our best player of the game, Warren Bonifacio of the Pasay Voyagers. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ken and Javi?
Maraming salamat, and that defense holding Parañaque to only 21 points in the second half. We go back on Tuesday, April 22, a week from now at 4 p.m. We have Binyan versus Bulacan. Gensan Warriors will take on Imos in our second game. And to cap things off, Sarangani Gripper will take on the Val City Magic, who will defend their home court at the West Arena in Valenzuela. And that's gonna do it for our coverage for today. On behalf of Javi Palanya and Miss Lyra Punsalan, ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Enjoy your Holy Week break. This is the Marliga Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.